And I'm going to show you how Cash Patel and Donald Trump created the QFS GCR Nesara Gesara lie, and that Trump is in bed with the WEF. You should have already figured that out. But anyways, here we go. Quantum secure financial system. Well, look at there. There it is, right there. Oh, and you got Dan, official Dan Bongino MedBed on Facebook. Alex Versa, yep, there's all the same people. 17 letters. Alex Versa, XRP. John F. Kennedy Jr. That's right. I'm always right. That's right. Look what I found. QFS Live. Trump at WEF. US will be the world capital of AI and crypto. Every one of them. Proof. The quantum financial system imminence and the global currency reset. Told you motherfuckers is fucking pieces of shit. And there's the fucking Gesara bullshit. Yeah, Amy Coney Barrett, right. Gesara News, huh? April 20th, 2025. The global financial system right here. Ten times money, huh? They're ushering this in. Wow. Game over, huh? Nesara is in the Bible. These people don't do anything without meaning. Look at this retarded shit. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear this right here. I want to show you this prosperity cunt on Facebook. Ministries. Here we go. Look, every fucking post is about Trump and prophecy. She's prophesizing. She's a Paul Price wannabe. Many people miss the sign from God here. Listen to this Looney Tunes bitch.
Was confirmation, so giddy up. Here we are.
We are in a very exciting time. Yeah, I think our Sunday conversation was like 3 hours long.
Yep.
It was a very long conversation because there's a lot of things that God is revealing. And even, I've been telling people, even when it looks the darkest and even when it looks like it's more frustrating, God will give you revelation if you would just press in Him, and He'll give you the solutions to the problem that you're facing without even realizing it. Like, it's so awesome what God does when we look to Him instead of looking to ourselves to fix an issue that we're facing. But this is going to be a good show today for sure. There is definitely a lot going on. I was working right up until the time you said my name. I was like diligently looking down at the screen here, trying to see all the things that the Lord has. I mean, there's a lot going on. And you know how you mentioned
There it is. Gather Israel.
The word that was, try to be sabotaged. I did
They
hear from a
don't
little
believe
birdie
in
that
Jesus.
people are getting the words. So Satan didn't win that one.
That matches what Barry prophesized as well, that the boomerang has happened, and I don't take glee in that. I pray for those particular people, and but the most important thing is that God has it. It may look dark, it may look bleak, but truth ultimately always comes out. So the tide is turning. Speaking of tide of turning. Before I came here, everybody, even generals, look forward to the Wednesdays with Julie Green. I had 2 text messages before we even started today by a general in Canada and a general in the United States. And this wasn't intel. This was prophetic. They were showing me prophetic words about what's happening now.
Although the day of protest culminated with a rally in Tel Aviv. They only arrested 30 people out of all those hundreds of thousands. The decision is widely unpopular. The decision to invade Gaza City. So the decision that Bibi Netanyahu made to invade Gaza City, very unpopular among Israelis and many of the hostages' families.
אלה שקוראים היום לסיום המלחמה ללא הכרעת החמאס.
Those who are calling today for an end to the war without Hamas's defeat are not only hardening Hamas's position and delaying the release of our hostages, they are also ensuring that the horrors of October 7th will repeat themselves over and over again. This is Netanyahu. Nobody believes him. Your own people have turned on you, Bibi. Stop Gaza and genocide. Look at this is really happening. Hundreds of thousands of people. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, twins pod.
I mean, some people don't think they got the power to do it, but I think Hollywood and Kanye brought this up. Jewish people who's in leadership positions have destroyed the black community. Their culture is so fucked up, and it's all from the movies, the music. I mean, the black community was not that bad back in when
before the civil rights, they had their own shit.
When this country was actually systemically racist, black people didn't look that bad, didn't behave.
I think black people's at their best.
Yeah,
it's since the civil rights movement, it's everything's been downhill for black.
Well, and they were behind that. The Jewish people were leading the charge, and I don't think that they ever had black people's best interest in mind, or any of these groups for that matter, because there was an interesting article in the Atlantic a few weeks ago. It said the end of the Jewish golden age. Mm-hmm. And it talked about how the Jewish people 100 years ago were the biggest opponents of the marriage of the Christian religion and the state. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is? Because if the state is Christian, it would be a little bit exclusionary towards Jews who aren't Christian.
Right.
They were also the biggest advocates of the civil rights movement. Why? Because the more tolerant that America is, the more liberal, the more open it is, safer they are. If it's a country that's all about Europeans and Christians, well, Jews are neither European nor are they Christian. They're not racially or ethnically European. They're not religiously Christian. So they sort of used black civil rights. They used women's suffrage. They used the anti-establishment clause, basically to undermine American civil society, to make it a place that is more hospitable to their own people. And they freely admit this in this article and in other places. And it's a very simple sort of calculation. The more closed America is, the more inhospitable it is to Jewish people. The more open it is, the more multicultural, the more fluid, whatever you want to say, the less religious, the less homogeneous, the more hospitable it is to them and them having power.
Yeah, I think, I'm all for freedom of speech, but if we don't stand under the same morals, the same guidelines, then people could come and exploit our freedoms and destroy our country. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: I could be black and be Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
I could be black and be Christian. What is a Jew? That's not a race, right? Or is it?
It is a race. I mean,
it's a race.
They'll quibble about, the point is they are a biologically distinct group in the sense that, you know, black people are black people. Italians are Italian. They have certain traits. Jewish people are a distinct ethnicity. They always say we're not a race, we're a people. Okay, it's a distinction without a difference. You know,
Right.
They are an ethnicity. And by Jewish law,
Ethnicity.
you can only become a Jew. It's passed down matrilineally, meaning through the mother. So according to halacha, which is Jewish law, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Probably
you can
not.
only be a Jew. Yeah, I'm sure not. I'm not one of them. I'm an American.
I'm Christian.
That's right.
Christ is king.
But you can only be Jewish if you have a Jewish mother. So they discourage conversion. A lot of them don't welcome converts. I have Jewish friends, and their parents didn't marry another Jew. It's like a mixed marriage. One's Jewish, one's not Jewish, and they get ostracized by their family for marrying
So
a non-Jew.
if I meet a Jewish girl and we fall in love, I'm fornicating, we have a little Negro kid, will I be accepted as a Jew?
No, they will ostracize her. They will ostracize her for being with you.
It's pretty messed up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, I believe in freedom. I believe what this country stands for.
Yeah.
So but that's
insane. Because anybody can be Muslim, anybody can be Christian, but not everybody can be a Jew.
Now that war that's going on in Israel, I mean,
That's like royal, just like king and queen.
Yeah.
It's like past. I think that's bullshit.
yeah, that's why I'm not Jewish.
It's exclusionary. They're not universalist. They and this is where you might have heard Jewish supremacy. They call themselves the chosen people. They think they're better than everybody. And if you if you dig into their religion, Kabbalah and the Talmud, it says that their lives are worth more than ours. It says that the penalty.
That's what their Bible says.
That's right, the Talmud. If you go into their holy book, the Talmud is basically rabbis' commentary on the Mishnah. The Mishnah is the 613 commandments from the Jewish Bible. So there's 10 commandments, but there's others throughout the Old Testament. The Jews extracted those, put them in a book, and then they've debated about how to interpret and apply those for 2,000 years. In the Talmud, it says things like, you can lie to Gentiles, which are non-Jews. Different business practices apply. You can't give Gentiles gifts. But you can give them gifts if it's to ingratiate yourself with them in a business relationship.
So that's where
says.
that's where that stereotype comes from Jews, because it's in that Bible.
It's in the book.
What do you call it? So that's not that's not a stereotype. That's their religion.
Black and white.
Man, that is crazy as fuck. That is insane.
It is.
You know what's crazy? Like their religion, like here in America, I'm surprised like the woke left doesn't call that out. Oh, I can't be Jewish. It's like Democrats stay away from it.
Yeah.
Republicans stay away from it.
You know what I haven't heard one peep since that conflict in Israel. I haven't heard one peep out of black Israelites. Not one peep.
Probably got bombed. It's probably in Palestine. Shouldn't be laughing at that shit, but
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I take that. Man, you're a wealth of information.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that about the Talmud.
Yeah.
What's that
Appreciate
about?
that.
What was that part of the forget who told me this. They said something about someone bathing in boiling semen.
That's
What?
right.
Yeah.
What?
It's in the Talmud.
They say that Jesus Christ is there in hell, boiling in excrement and semen.
Semen.
That's what the Talmud says.
Man, that's gotta
You
hurt.
gotta be lying.
Look it up. Babylonian Talmud.
Really?
They hate Jesus. They say, and that's not even the worst. They say that Jesus was a sorcerer, that his mother was a whore, and then they say that he was sent to hell and is boiling in excrement. They hate him. And that's another
They think
reason.
he's a false prophet.
They do. That's why they killed him, because he came and said, I am. That's why they crucified him.
So why would give these people Jerusalem for?
And you can thank Trump for that. Did Trump do that?
He did. He did.
Oh, he
gave
put the
them-
embassy there, right?
He put the embassy there, and he recognized that as the eternal capital of Israel. Because before it was disputed as to who had control over it. Because the
Right.
Palestinians claim it as their capital.
You know, I had a family member that went there, and he went to Jerusalem. He said, man, he's never felt hatred towards him.
Yep.
He's black and Korean.
And he said the Muslims treated him fine.
Yeah. Well, Muslims revere Jesus. Muslims believe that Jesus was a prophet. They call him Messiah. They don't think he was the savior of the world, but they call him a prophet and they revere him. Jews don't like Christians. They hate, I mean, especially in Israel. They spit on Christians. They
I saw those
vandalize
videos.
churches.
Yeah.
It's very common.
They made him wear the little hat. What do you call that?
Yarmulke.
Yarmulke.
That was called yarmulke?
Yeah. When he was I forget. I think it was
When you go to
work-
Jerusalem, that's Holy Land, they said you have to wear that.
Yeah.
Mandatory. Even if you're Christian. Don't seem too tolerant to me.
Yeah.
Even when I think I saw some images of Trump there. He was wearing it.
Yeah.
He make you wear
Even
it.
Big Trump was wearing it, huh?
Yeah, even
6'4" Trump walk around with that little hat on his head.
bowed the knee to the Jews.
There are several different issues where certain platforms will not communicate with each other. And a lot of the platforms will not accept anything posted from BitChute. Because BitChute is the Island of Misfit posters, you know. It's all by design. But anyways, you cannot post anything about this XRP stuff on Reddit. And there's a couple other platforms. And they're yeah. Yeah, anyways, the propaganda channel is wide open, and it's through Trump's Media Corporation. I'm going to do a video on that one next. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on this. Caviar and fucking wine. Charlie Ward. Cash Patel and Donald Trump are friends with Charlie Ward. That's all you fucking need to know right there. Q phone. Charlie Ward's an admin. Guidelines on the Nesara Gesara. Oh my fucking God. Oh shit. This is too much. Terrorists are making our country strong and rich. Look who it is. You get the Triple H from wrestling. Oh my God. Oh, fuck. Investigate Epstein. Oh boy. Everybody's smashing them in the face with that shit. Fucking. Oh shit. There it is right there, coin draw.
Yeah. Sound good to me.
Well, that was a video about Palantir, the most powerful spying machine you've never heard of. And a lot of military action going on in that particular video. Those drone swarms in particular are pretty spooky. But anyway, the CIA, they can't operate without it. The Pentagon can't function without it. And Wall Street can't trade without it. So here's how the U.S. government allowed a $300 billion surveillance company to track everyone's move. And believe me, they are. The history of it was founded in 2003 after 9/11. Its mission was to get software ready to prevent terrorist attacks. And then venture capital refused to back it to the tune of $2 million. That $2 million came from the CIA. They've always been a CIA front, guys. And of course, the first client was U.S. intelligence. And what it does is collects and analyzes all kinds of data, calls, emails, bank records, CCTV, police databases, finds hidden links, and predicts people's behavior. Products. Well, they've got a couple of them. Two main ones anyway. There's software called Gotham for military, police, and intelligence. Maps terrorist networks, tracks targets in real time, and it was used in the hunt for Osama bin Laden. And there's a software product called Foundry. That one's for corporations and government. It unifies finance, HR, logistics, healthcare data. Airbus predicts aircraft failures. Ferrari optimizes F1 races, and hospitals forecast ICU demand. So one of the controversies they had not long ago in 2012 was a project with the New Orleans Police Department. Wow, was it that long ago? Doesn't seem like it, but I remember this when it happened. It was a Minority Report type policing setup where algorithms flagged high-risk individuals for potential future crimes. No consent, no oversight, just potential future crimes. JP Morgan used Palantir to monitor employees. Emails, calls, badge swipes, browsing history, even executives were tracked. Finance and politics, while they operated at a loss for 17 years, no wonder the venture capitalists didn't want to get in. And today's valuation, while it's worth $300 billion, they say, comparable to Bank of America. Data's where the money is, guys, and they've got it. So March 2025, Trump signed an executive order requiring all federal agencies to integrate their databases, tax, healthcare, immigration, surveillance, into Palantir Foundry. So Palantir is no longer a controversial startup. It has become core infrastructure for U.S. intelligence, the military, corporations, and Wall Street. Now, to go along with that, we have this report about data centers. The world has 11,800 data centers right now for this system, this beast system. The U.S. has the most, almost half of the worldwide data centers are in the U.S., 5,381. And all the other countries are represented accordingly. And the rest of the world that isn't on this chart has 1,469. And then, of course, this was one of Trump's presidential actions, which was to accelerate federal permitting of data center infrastructure so that everything's being integrated, so to speak. So AI governance infrastructure is going up nationwide. There are over 5,000 data centers in the U.S., and the number is only increasing. As of 2025, massive data centers are already active in Texas, Tennessee, Wisconsin, under construction in Oklahoma, Wyoming, Ohio, Louisiana, and Pennsylvania. Approved for construction in Idaho, Kentucky, South Carolina, Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, and others. Alice Bailey claimed that 2025 would act as a transitional catalyst into the golden age, which is why Trump keeps talking about it. They've been in on this game for many, many years. So the golden age is just an esoteric name for the Antichrist beast system. And clearly we're seeing a transition into a new type of digital control system courtesy of the Trump administration. A new system requires new infrastructure. They aren't just data centers. They're AI surveillance hubs with power demands bigger than entire cities. Yes, and that's why everybody that's near them, their power bills are going through the roof. Our data will be used against us. Every move we make online and IRL will be logged in these data centers. AI will scan, sort, and profile all of it in real time in order to mark dissenters. Indeed, they will. And I think they already have. They already know who most of us are. They know where we stand, what our opinions are, likely outcomes of what we would do in different scenarios. They've got it all mapped out. At least they think they did. Anyway, that's the plan. To get all this data set up and ready to be used against us. And of course, Palantir is going to be the software to do it and also has the AI to enforce it all, as I just showed you in that opening video. Wow, guys. Things are getting crazy. And of course, now we have this. Ed Dowd says that the imminent global deep recession will be used to usher in CBDCs. So Edward Dowd, a financial expert on Wall Street and other matters, he's a data cruncher is what he is. And he discusses the current state of the financial system, particularly the United States' reliance on debt expansion and monetary interventions. And so Ed Dowd says the imminent global deep recession will be used to usher in the CBDCs, digital money. And we know they have plans to do that. We've talked about this many times before. But Edward Dowd, a former Wall Street money manager and founding partner of Finance Technologies, predicts a severe financial crash in the United States, potentially worse than the 2008 crash, with the most critical phase expected to unfold in 2025 and into 2026. In an interview last month, he warned of a deep recession triggered by a housing crisis that will lead to a huge financial shock in the next 6 to 12 months, with stock market crashes, job losses, and bank failures likely to intensify. Indeed. We've seen the warning signs, guys. They've been going on for a long time. A central theme in Dowd's analysis is the impending failure of numerous banks, particularly smaller institutions, leading to a major consolidation where the majority of banking activity would be controlled by fewer large banks. This consolidation, he argues, would be a necessary precursor to the introduction of a central bank digital currency, which is a tool for unprecedented government control over financial transactions and people's behavior. And that's the whole point. They want to control people's behavior. They want to make sure you're in line and down with everything that they're doing, and that you're not dissenting whatsoever at all. Because if you do, they'll just shut your money off. They'll just shut you out of society. China's already perfected it. They've been doing it there for years. And they've been quietly putting up the same infrastructure in countries around the world, especially the United States, as I just showed you. So Edward Dowd, he's a former BlackRock portfolio manager who oversaw a $14 billion growth equity fund for over a decade, and is a co-author of the book of Cause Unknown, The Epidemic of Sudden Deaths in 2021 and 2022, discusses the current state of the financial system, particularly the United States' reliance on debt expansion and monetary interventions like quantitative easing, and the potential consequences of that strategy. So there's a video there too, guys, where you can watch the whole thing. But wow, it's all here. They're setting us up for the big crash. They're getting all the data center infrastructure set up all around the world, especially here in the States, with all of these data centers. And of course, Trump signed that order to make sure that all of our government records, banking records, everything that they have, medical and otherwise, are going to be consolidated into this Palantir database, which is called Foundry. There you go, guys. Wow. Exciting time to be alive, isn't it?
What is Palantir? Can you explain what this is a little bit?
Palantir is a CIA cutout. So in 2001, after 9/11, they created this it's basically artificial intelligence or an algorithm to interpret these vast amounts of data. The intelligence community takes all this massive amounts of data, emails, phone calls, text messages. Palantir interprets all of it into insights that are usable by law enforcement. And so in 2001, after 9/11, they took what was a CIA program and they just effectively privatized it to bypass the Constitution. You know, the Constitution protects people's privacy, but a private company doesn't have to play by the same rules.
So 2001, you're saying that the CIA was spying on people and collecting all this data, and then to get around public oversight, they sort of transferred this into a private company?
Right. So Palantir is a firm that creates usable insights based on vast amounts of data. It's a private entity to circumvent the Constitution. They're founded in 2001. Until 2008, they only worked for the CIA. And the CIA actually provided startup money through their venture capital arm, InQtel. So they provided all the money for it, and they created all the products. So Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, Joe Lonsdale, they were at Langley, Virginia at the CIA headquarters making everything for the CIA as a so-called contractor. And then after that, they branched out into everything. So they identified the Capitol rioters on January 6th. They were identifying who wasn't vaccinated in 2021.
The public are warned to be on their guard. these dark powers apparently do this. And, well, anyway, knowing where to look is what's important.